Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Brendan Plays, and we are playing a new game here on the channel today called Wrestling GM, which is available on Android and iOS. Today, we're going to try out a new save on this one. We're going to be playing as Dynamite Wrestling Promotions. This game is similar to TW in the way that you can take over a wrestling company in the US, Canada, Mexico, Europe, or Japan. You can take over it. You can book the shows, you set the champions, you can create your own roster, you could do whatever you would like with your company. So this is going to be pretty exciting. There's our roster on our screen there, and let's get straight into it. So Dynamite Wrestling Promotions, I feel like it's a little bit of an off-play of AEW, and the product settings that this has got kind of dictates that. A bit of mainstream, pure realism, that's sort of what AEW is all about. And there's a few guys on the roster that kind of remind me of some of the AEW wrestlers. So this doesn't have any licensed wrestlers, of course. They are created custom wrestlers, but what the game does is it does a really good job of providing a bit of a backstory and kind of getting a bit of an idea of who these guys are. And as I said, they are a little bit of a playoff of some of the real life wrestlers as well, which makes it a little bit easier to kind of jump into the game and integrate yourself with it. So right now we're going to be setting ourselves our first new rivalry, and we're going to set who's going to challenge for the Dynamite Championship, the World Championship in our save. We've also got a Tag Team Championship storyline going on as well. So it's pretty cool. You can set, storylines and feuds just like you would on TW, which is fantastic. Free agents, you can go around, you can buy wrestlers from other companies and poach them around, but you do need gold coins to be able to do that. So that's kind of where the leveling up system comes into play. You can purchase gold coins with real money, or, you can basically level up by booking shows, having successful shows, you gain XP. Eventually you can convert that XP into gold coins, 1 coin for 1,000 points there. So that's a way you can earn gold coins to upgrade your company, which I think is really cool. It gives a bit of a longevity to the game, which I think is one of the biggest struggles with a lot of mobile games. So this one nails that. So let's book our first show. So we've got a couple storylines set, and we can actually do matches and angles. So there's 4 types of angles we can do. We're going to start off with a challenge angle. So we're going to have Matt Pierce challenging Jack Lazarus for his championship. So that's probably the one thing I'm not sure about. It doesn't really tell me who's challenging who. It just kind of says it's a challenge angle. So I guess you kind of have to let your imagination play that a little bit. I think maybe they should tweak that so you can be a little bit more clear on who's challenging who. But it's pretty cool. You can do angles as well as matches. And we got 90 minutes to book. So we actually do have quite a lot of stuff we have to book. So we've got our opening challenge to start off the show. And now we're going to do our opening match, so we can filter things out as well to make it a little bit easier, because we do have quite a people on the roster, so it can be a little bit difficult to filter things out. But we've got Angelica Michaels versus Fiona Fire, which we can set who wins, we can set how they win, we can put titles on the line, we can set the duration. So there is quite a bit of flexibility there that we've got, that we can really create the card that we're looking for. We've booked majority of the show. Let's book the main event. We're going to do a best out of 3 falls match with Jack Lazarus and Matt Pierce. So we did the challenge angle to start things off, and we're going to just go with it, do the big main event match, and try and get the best possible match we can for our first show here. So 2 out of 3 falls is pretty good. I think that'll give us a long, match that'll be exciting. We'll put the world title on the line. We'll do the best out of 3. And we'll have to finish 2-1. We'll keep the champion with the belt. And, trying to think about the length. Maybe 25 minutes would be a nice one. But I think 20 wouldn't do it justice. 30 might be too long. So we'll go with that. You can also get trophies for doing, for being successful. And there's a lot of things you can unlock. And also, of course, there is some expansions you get. I believe that you have to end up purchasing the game to unlock the full benefits of the game. I think there is just a trial version where you get to book a couple of months of shows. You could also purchase some more wrestlers who are Hall of Fame level wrestlers. Kind of reminds me of the old SmackDown vs. Raw games where you'd be able to unlock guys through in-game money, unlock the legends by doing certain things in the game. This one, of course, is just through the gold coins or the actual money itself. So let's start our first show. So our angle, we had a challenge angle, Matt Pierce challenging Jack Lazarus. Our first segment, it got 81. Pretty good. Pierce 84, Jack Lazarus 90. You can see at the bottom that these guys are gaining fans and also improving their skills through that, and you get a bit of a clear idea of how that works. Our first match, Angelica Michaels versus Fiona Fire, 74. Fiona 74, I think Angelica got 73. Pretty good stuff, and again, you can see the progression down the bottom there, which I think is a really nice feature. Makes it pretty clear cut on who's improving. We don't have to really dig in to find, is there any progression? Did they gain any fans? It's all set right there down the bottom, which I think makes it a lot easier to really determine that. We had Burns and Sandler, which I think is more like FTR taking on Volmer and Gillitzer. They had a nice matchup there, 70 plus rated. We had a 62 angle. We had a promo after it as well. Then we had a 92 rated match. This one was a weapons match, so no DQ. Igrashi took on Stone Cassidy. Stone Cassidy 86 and Igrashi 79. And, he gained 8,000 fans. Stone Cassidy gained nearly 20,000 fans for the win, so that's quite a big jump. 77 angle here with a backstage attack. Fiona Fire and Angelica Michaels there. So Michaels attacking Fiona Fire backstage. Get a bit of revenge for the loss. Then we had Tadashi taking on Heather Beam for 67. Now, I didn't think a semi-main event would actually be a thing. So I didn't have that previous match in the semi-main event. So that was a bit of a mistake on my behalf. And then we had the Dandridge brothers, which I think is a bit like the Young Bucks. They had a promo, 86 promo from Lazarus. And then our main event, 100 rated. Not bad. First ever main event of this game, 100 rated, 2 out of 3 falls. Lazarus, 96 he got. He had 20,000 fans. Matt Pierce, 82. Title on the line. Storyline was set. We had a few promos there. And you can even track the prestige of championships as well. And it went up by +2 for that match there. So our first show in the books, we had an 81 rated show overall. We gained a couple of legendary segments there. And then we had a couple of trophies with the legendary segment and obviously the USA one as well. So overall, pretty good stuff. Pretty happy with that. 100 rated main event is pretty cool. And you can see our first show is in the books. We gained 2,000 game points. And we also gained 16,000 fans towards our company. So we have 2.5 million fans. Which is fantastic. So we need to keep on improving that and keep increasing that in hopes to try to upgrade our company to the point where it's, ready to compete. And you can see our storylines. I'm not sure if they gained any heat there. They're still at an ice cold level, which is surprising because we had a 100 rated match. You'd think that would really increase the storyline heat, so that's a little bit confusing there. But nonetheless, a 100 rated match. Our first main event is awesome. This is what I like as well. You can check on the roster and you can see the progression of these guys. You can see Jack Lazarus, 30,500 fans he's gained already. So you can see the progression that he's made. I'm not sure if that's a month-to-month or a week-to-week progression that we see. And also, there's a bunch of training opportunities as well. So we can send him to the dojo and he can basically spend our game points to increase all these different areas. So that's awesome. So it's another way to spend your game points, not just converting it into gold coins, but actually using them to upgrade your wrestlers. So if Jack Lazarus is your main guy, which he is, he's our world champion, we can continue to increase some of the things that he may have a weakness in. We could also change his bio as well, and we can change his backstory. So, if you really want to customize and really dive in and create your own in-depth roster yourself, that's one way you can do it. And there's also a development tab there. You can easily see his development and also check out his match history. So really kind of covers everything, honestly, that you probably be looking for. I'm actually really impressed in this game. I'm really didn't expect a GM mode game to be this good on mobile. But quite honestly, this is really ticking a lot of boxes for me. I think this would be giving you quite a lot to really work with, especially with the customization options that it brings as well. Like I said, there's plenty of free agents you can try and buy. You can go to all the different companies around the world and try and poach some of their best guys. So, you might have your Ring of Honor equivalents or your local indie equivalents, and you can spend your coins to get them in and create new stars, which I think is also exciting as well. So, this is Wrestling GM. It's available on iOS and Android. It gives a bit of a tick from me. I think it's a great TW alternative for mobile. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and check out the game.